This shit more than a game.
Perfect.
It is August 19th, 2025, and the New Orleans Saints still do not have a starting quarterback. We are the only team in the NFL so far that does not have a starting quarterback named. This has put up a shut-up time. And some might say that because the race is so close, that's a good thing. Some, like me, might be a little bit alarmed that neither of the two top candidates for Saints starting quarterback in 2025 have not been able to grab the bull by the horns yet and be the solidified starter in week one. Kellen Moore seems very unsure. He doesn't seem like he's just doing this to posture. He doesn't seem like he's doing this to try to keep teams on their toes on who the Saints starting quarterback is. We're trying to keep the Arizona Cardinals, on their heels because they want to make them have the game plan for both quarterbacks as the opening week gets closer and closer. No, it seems like Kellen Moore is literally undecided about who should be the starting quarterback. I mean, good Lord have mercy. I've not seen someone so unsure about a decision since man asked women what did they want to go out to eat for. But I will say this. I'm going to put my pick right here and right now. I believe that it should be Tyler Shuck. Now, I'll more than happily relent that I think Spencer Rattler at the moment is the better quarterback, but not by much. And because it's not by much, I've said this before, you simply go with conventional wisdom. My dad always say, follows the money. You follow the money, right? Well, Tyler Shuck is making $10 million guaranteed. Kellen Moore drafted Tyler Shuck. He didn't draft Spencer Rattler. Kellen Moore drafted Tyler Shuck. Kellen Moore drafted Tyler Shuck with a top 40 pick. Oh, and did I mention he's making $10 million guaranteed? You always follow the money. And if Spencer Rattler has not been able to create a separation of a lead that is significant, then goddamn it, you go with Tyler Shuck. That's nothing against Spencer Rattler, who I do believe as of August 19, 2025 is the better quarterback between the two. But when we invest that much into a prospect, you got to see what the guy has. So even if Spencer Rattler is named the starter, which if you're asking me who I think will be the starter, I think it's Spencer Rattler. If you're asking me who I think should be the starter, I believe it should be Tyler Shuck. And that is because of the investment that we have put into him. I want to see him for all 17 games. I know some people are arguing, and it's a valid argument that if he's not ready yet, then why throw him into the fire those first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks of the season when we're playing some tough teams, and you just let Spencer Rattler take those bumps and bruises while Tyler Shuck learns from the sideline, and then you can put him in. I don't like that because I feel like it's a waste of time. Like if they don't fully believe that Spencer Rattler is going to be our long-term answer, then you start Tyler Shuck in week one. This is the NFL. I don't give a damn if it is going to be a tough 5 weeks. Let me tell you something. With the New Orleans Saints in 2025, it's probably going to be a tough 5 weeks after the first 5 weeks. Okay? It's never going to get easy on the schedule. We're not that good of a team if you've been going by the preseason performances. So I want to see as much data on this guy that they took at the top 40 pick so we can go into the next year knowing if he is going to be our guy for the future or if we should draft a quarterback where it will likely be a top 5 pick. I want to know if Tyler Shuck going to make me look stupid for that draft day rant that I did when we took him with a top 40 pick. I want to know, is Tyler Shuck going to make Kellen Moore and Mickey Loomis look smart? Or is he going to make Kellen Moore and Mickey Loomis look stupid? Because if Tyler Shuck is not that guy, then the Kellen Moore era has already started off on a bad foot. If you used a top 40 pick on a quarterback who winds up being nothing more than a glorified backup and you wind up taking the quarterback in the next draft or two. I want to know that. So what all that said, you start Tyler Shuck and you see what happens. My gut tells me he's going to go with Spencer Rattler because, like I say, I know Spencer Rattler is the better quarterback as of now. Not by leaps and bounds, but Spencer Rattler is the better quarterback. But to me, Spencer Rattler being the starting quarterback is like a damn to Saints fans, because we all know deep down inside that Tyler Shuck is Kellen Moore's guy. Now, maybe if they do name Spencer Rattler the starting quarterback, he comes out and he balls out, and wow, what a Cinderella story it turns out to be. Odds are that probably won't happen, but we shall see. But I know another thing my dad always told me is if you have two quarterbacks, it means you probably have none. Do the New Orleans Saints actually have a quarterback in 2025? We're going to have New Orleans Times-Picayune and the Advocate columnist Rod Walker on the show in a few minutes for his thoughts and analysis. But I know one thing, though. This is the Jono Barnes show, where this shit is more than a game.
From the stands, I'm invested. Every loss hurt like a lesson we tested. Front porch talk turn to Sunday confessions. From dome to the block, it's all one connection. From Eric to Drew, Alvin to Cam, talk down on my squad. Boy, I be damned. I rap for the ones that never got fame, still yelling loud. This shit more than a game. Cause y'all know why? This shit more than a game. It ain't no lie. This shit more than a game. You know that's right. This shit more than a game. And y'all know why? This shit more than a game. Now I got Lil Jono sitting on my knee, teaching them young what it mean to believe. This bigger than scores, it's what we became. He gon' know off top, this shit more than a game. Clarissa in the back giving me all types of stress, but deep down she know the husband the best. She knows he's crazy, she know he's mean, but she know the kid 100% New Orleans. And y'all know why, this shit more than a game. It ain't no lie, this shit more than a game. You know that's right, this shit more than a game. And y'all know why, this shit more than a game. Yeah. When you see Jono scream, this shit more than a game. And when you see a Falcons fan, just call out for Jonathan. And yeah, this shit more than a game. New Orleans know this shit more than a game. Louisiana know this shit more than a game. Texas know this shit more than a game. Whole world know this shit more than a game. Y'all know why?
This shit more than a game. And we definitely got to start off the show the right way tonight, because we have a very special show for you guys. And if you say I always say that, then you must be a Falcons fan. Because, ladies and gentlemen, in a few minutes, we will have on New Orleans Times-Picayune Advocate columnist Rod Walker, a guy who has been to the practices in person, a guy who has seen both of the games in person to get his expert analysis on who he thinks is going to be the starting quarterback for the New Orleans Saints this upcoming season. I hope you guys enjoy Rod Walker on the show. I always think about ways to give back to my small, close-knit community, and I try to use the great friendships and connections I've made the past few years to bring on some well-established guests that you guys may not have ever got the chance to kick it with or ask questions to on any other platform or any other time in your life. So I'm definitely looking forward to having the esteemed Rod Walker on our show in about 5 minutes as well. We're going to have some other special guests coming up this season on the Jono Barnes show. So thank you guys. That is my thank you to all of you. And hopefully you guys appreciate that. I see we got my guy Trace from New Orleans Saints Chat Sports in the chat right now. I know I'm making you guys watch this show right now, but let me tell you, that's also, if you never feel like you've gotten your kick of Jono Barnes and you need more Jono Barnes, we need more Jono Barnes, but then you can check me out tomorrow on Saints Now by Chat Sports with my guy Trizzy Trace at 4 p.m. Central Time. You all probably already subscribed to his channel because he has a lot more subscribers than me. But if you're not, youtube.com/Saints Today, Saints Now by Chat Sports. Me and Trizzy are going to have a great time. Just two passionate fans talking New Orleans Saints football two fans who are not afraid to be wrong, two fans who are not afraid to make hot takes, two fans who definitely know that this shit more than a game. So if y'all want y'all kick of Jono Barnes, check me out on Saints Now by Chat Sports, and we will have a good time tomorrow at 4 p.m. Central Time. Now, before the great Rod Walker comes on the show, let's get to some of these comments as we await his anticipated presence. And I saw this comment from my guy Brandon, who says, if draft slot guaranteed a starting job, Trey Lance would be in San Francisco and Brock Purdy would be selling insurance. All right, I've seen that argument many times, Brandon, and I understand that, but it's not like the 49ers did not give Trey Lance every opportunity. Okay, so eventually at some point, the Saints are going to give Tyler Shuck an opportunity. My opinion is throw him to the fire. It's the NFL, sink or swim. You either got it or you don't. We find out in week 1 and maybe the whole 17 weeks if he's that guy or not. Again, I understand right now Spencer Rattler is a better quarterback, but to me, it's not that much of a significant gap between the two that you go with the guy. You follow the money. Like my dad always says, I'm sorry, but you follow the money. It's business at the end of the day too, even though this is a sports league. But I'm just a fan. This is just my opinion. I wanted to get an expert opinion on this because it seems to be driving Saints fans crazy. Darn it, Kellen Moore, who is going to be our quarterback? Is it going to be Spencer Rattler? Is it going to be Tyler Shuck? It's gotten so wild that I've seen some fans say, oh, maybe we should give Anthony Richardson and the Colts a call and maybe bring him down here. Maybe we should give Jameis Winston and the Giants a call and bring Jameis Winston down here. I mean, it's getting absolutely crazy. Rod Walker, who's been at a lot of the practices and all of the games, is definitely going to give us his perspective, and it's going to be, I've been looking forward to having the great Rod Walker on my show for years now. For years. So this has been a long time coming. I'm glad you guys are showing out in the chat. We have over 160 people watching across all platforms. I know you guys are doing that just for Rod Walker because Lord knows y'all don't want to hear Jono Barnes talk and talk and talk. So before we bring on the great Rod Walker, let us hear a word from one of our sponsors, and then we will ask Rod Walker the hard pressing question. Who in the hell is going to be the Saints starting quarterback in week 1?
Oh, come on, man, tackle him. You know what your arms around, you hold him in the tackle. Tackle him. Oh, man, I'm tired of this thing, man.
Jono, maybe they're going to call the cops.
Oh, man, this shit more than a game, man.
Ah, yes. We've all been there before. This shit is more than a game, man. And now, these shirts are more than a game. But did you know that this merch wasn't made only for sportswear? No sirree. This shit more than a game is a lifestyle brand. You can wear the shirts for anything, such as going shopping, working out,
This shit more than a game.
doing chores, setting the mood,
Oh, yeah, that's that thing I like.
changing a tire, robbing a bank,
Go, 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 go.
jumping a Falcons fan, and so much more. So purchase your official This Shit More Than a Game merch today for the low starting point of $28.03 and let the world know this shit more than a game. Warning, please see a doctor if you feel you've gone too far with taking this shit more than a game. This Shit More Than a Game is not associated or licensed with any organization or entity except for Jono Barnes LLC. This Shit More Than a Game is not responsible for any fights caused by the shirts. Jono Barnes LLC does not promote or recommend violence of any kind unless it's at the expense of a Falcons fan. All right, you guys, I have yapped enough. You guys have tuned in for one reason and one reason only. The man I am about to bring up to the stage needs no introduction, but it is required by law that I give him one. He is the sports columnist for the Times-Picayune and the Advocate, covering not only the New Orleans Saints, but the New Orleans Pelicans and all things local sports here in New Orleans. He is a four-time Louisiana Sports Writer Association Sports Writer of the Year, including as recently as of last year. He is also the 2024 Louisiana Sports Writer Association Columnist of the Year. I mean, how much space does he have on his wall for all these awards that he's winning? He is a 2025 Press Club of New Orleans Best Sports Column Award winner. He's real modest, by the way, too. Y'all would never know he's won all these awards if y'all go on like his Twitter or his biography on NOLA.com. He's one of the most modest guys who has all of these renowned awards on his wall that you will ever meet. And he is also an officer at the New Orleans Association of Black Journalists. He is the top guy when it comes to sports columns at the Times-Picayune. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, Mr. Rod Walker.
That was a nice intro, man. I appreciate it.
That was an intro worthy of those who are this shit more than the game certified. Rod, this has been a long time coming. I appreciate you joining me. I know you're extremely busy as you just got back from Saints practice, and we still do not know who our starting quarterback is. So I'm going to just bring you to the frying pan right now. Rod, who is going to be the Saints starting quarterback in week 1?
Is this based on my opinion or?
I want to know who you think Kellen Moore is going to choose as the starting quarterback in week 1.
Yeah, I think I'm going to say Spencer Rattler right now. But this might be a what have you done for me lately type answer, because if you had asked me this last week, I probably would have said Tyler Shuck after the Chargers game. So, but one of the things Kellen Moore said today was this: he said it's really, really close, which is, I don't know if we expect to be hearing that this close to the start of the season. Every other team in the NFL has named their starter, and here we are waiting, and they have another game on Saturday against the Denver Broncos, and it sounds like, Kellen Moore's going to wait and let it play out.
It's funny you said that last week. You would have said that the answer would have been Tyler Shuck, because I asked Saints fans last week, Rod, who do they think after the first preseason game should be the starting quarterback? And these were the results, okay? Now, this was just after the week 1 preseason game. So I'm kind of doing like this science on Saints fans that they don't even recognize. Because I asked again after week 2 this past Sunday, who do they think should be the Saints starting quarterback? And would you look at that, Rod? The most fickle fan base on earth, huh? I love our fan base. You can't make this up, Rod. You can't make this up. It seems like the fans are as undecided on who should be the starting quarterback as Kellen Moore is. Now, you say that you think that Kellen Moore is going to ultimately go with Spencer Rattler. I'm asking you now, if you are head coach of the New Orleans Saints, who would you give the starting spot to in week 1?
I think I would probably just lean towards Spencer Rattler. I think if you let Rattler come in, start the first few games, and if he does well, obviously you keep riding with him. But if he doesn't, then you go to your second round draft pick, and then because at some point we need to see how good Tyler Shuck is. I mean, that's probably one of the most important storylines of this season, because if not, I mean, you drafted him thinking he may be the future of this team, and if not, you back to the drawing board next year, and the Arch Manning sweepstakes begin, I guess, or Garrett Nussmeier, or whoever you want that guy to be. But at some point, we need to see Tyler Shuck, and I just think at some point I think we will. But if it was me, I probably would start with Spencer Rattler. And for me, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was going to say.
No, I was going to say for me. I mean, and I know we're going to probably get into the expectations for this team, but for me, the expectations don't change regardless of who the quarterback is. I think both of these guys are probably like, I'm not going to say, oh, they're starting Shuck instead of Rattler, let me give them 2 more wins. I don't think there's that much of a difference between the two. I think they're both going to have their growing pains. And so for me, it doesn't, I don't know if it really matters that much. I know the fans are divided on this and very divided on this, but for me, I'm not like that.
It is my theory flawed then, because I hear what you're saying, and that makes me go, well, if the Shuck is eventually going to be our quarterback, because again, you don't take a quarterback top 40, pay him $10 million guarantee if you're never going to give him a shot. I feel like then it's a waste of time with Rattler, because it's like, well, we all know that this is just a ticking time clock for Kellen Moore to find a reason to eventually put his guy in. So I'm like, well, just find him in week 1 and let's see what we got, instead of just wasting time with Rattler, hoping, that he's the 1 in 100 blue moon quarterback that turns out to be the next great quarterback, because we wind up going with him instead of the prized rookie. Is that a flawed argument by me, or do you see my point as well?
No, I don't think it's a flawed argument at all. And to me, I mean, again, these guys are, he said they're neck and neck. I mean, basically, if we're coming down to this Broncos game, we're talking about what, 12, 14, 15 passes that they're both going to maybe attempt in this next game, and that's what you're basing your starting quarterback on based on this, if it's coming down to this one game. But so no, I mean, that's an argument for using your second round pick and throwing them out to the fire right away for sure.
Do you, Rod? You've had enough time with Kellen Moore. Do you really believe that he is undecided, or do you think he's doing like a Sean Payne where he's just keeping it close to the vest and saying, "No, we'll decide, wink, wink, when we decide"? Do you really believe that he is undecided as of August 19, 2025?
If you had asked me that before today, I mean, because I really thought going to we texted today and I said, I think, I said that, we're waiting to see if he's going to tell us. And I thought he might, go ahead and tell us today. But if he has decided, he hadn't told anybody. The players definitely don't know. Well, they don't say anything they know. And he even made a joke today about his kids keep asking him, like, Dad, who's the quarterback going to be? And he hadn't even told them. So he may know inside, but I don't think anybody else knows yet. And if they do, they've really done a good job of keeping this a secret if they do know.
All right. I'm still trying to fill Kellen Moore out. So
we all are.
All right. Yeah, no, I trust your opinion with that. Well, first, before that leads me to my next question, but we got a super chat from Carl Dunn who says it doesn't matter what quarterback, the offensive line is bad. Rod, I do think that McCoy makes that much of a difference that I don't think the O-line is going to be that bad once he comes back for the real games, right? Do you agree?
No, I agree with that, but to I forgot whose name was it, Carl Dunn, whoever it was. I think the O-line has been disappointing. 3 weeks ago on our podcast we do on NOLA.com.
Mm-hmm.
And even going back before then, I mean, I said that I thought the offensive line was going to be the strength of this team, and they've let me down, man. They just haven't been. And I do know, I mean, we saw how much they needed Eric McCoy last year. He went down on that first drive of the Eagles game, and the team never really recovered from that. So he does play a very vital role, especially in just, calling out the assignments and stuff. And everything seems to click so much better when he's out there. I mean, he might be the MVP of this team.
Hell yeah. When he came to my house on my couch, he's definitely the MVP.
Oh, there it is then. Yeah.
I do think, and I'm not saying this because I'm friends with him now, but I think his presence is going to make, it makes Cesar Ruiz better. It would have made Trevor Penny better if he gets back on the line. And I think that I've seen some very positive attributes from Fuaga and definitely Calvin Banks that I'm not too worried about the O-line yet. I do know that they've looked pretty pedestrian so far in preseason, but it's preseason. We got a lot of mix and match parts going in the O-line right now. Carl, I think our O-line ultimately, they better be fine. All this investment in the first round that we given to them.
No, I was going to say, I would like to see McCoy hadn't played in the first two preseason games. I would like to see him. I mean, I know you can't risk him getting hurt, but I would like to see both of those quarterbacks get a shot with Eric McCoy, because I think it'll give us a truer sense of, maybe where they are right now. I mean, it's just kind of hard to tell when the offensive line is playing like they've played so far and quarterbacks under so much pressure. So I'd like to see McCoy out there. But, again, it's not worth risking the injury, of course. So I don't know how Kellen Moore is going to play this last game out.
Absolutely. Now, you said that you still are kind of trying to get a feel. It's been only about 4 or 5 months of you guys getting to know Kellen Moore. But have you noticed, because you're in the locker room, I mean, you are literally in the locker room, which is why we are so grateful to have you here to give that, in-depth perspective that we don't have as fans. Have you noticed a vibe shift from Dennis Allen to Kellen Moore so far? And be honest, if you haven't, it's fine.
I have, and I think it's more about what the players are saying. Everybody seems to, like Juwan Johnson said, that was one of his quotes during camp, that it's been a big difference from how it's been the past 3 years, which is, that's good. But I think I try not to put too much into that, because I just think, whenever you get a change, everybody's going to talk about how great things are now. So I don't put a whole lot of stock in that. We'll see how this team starts off 1-3 or whatever. I mean, that's when the real test comes, and you see what they really feel about this coach. So, but I do think the players are really, they bought in, they believe in them, they like the way the practices are. Everybody talks about how they're able to get rest and. With the new strength and conditioning, and just how they're taking care of their bodies a little bit better is what they were saying. And then, first preseason game, we see guys getting hurt. So I don't know how that actually works out, but to answer your question, I think they do like Kellen Moore so far, and they've bought in, and they like what he's brought in. They like his staff and everything.
That's a great answer. I think me and you are of like mind with that, Rod, because I did an interview with ESPN Lafayette Radio, and he kind of asked me a similar question as a fan. Did I like, feel the energy different from the team. And I say, well, right now, Kellen Moore has that new customer, right? So he hasn't given us a reason to not like him yet. But when he does, that's when it gets real because, okay, when the adversity hits, if the Saints start 1-3, 0-4, that's when you see what a head coach is made of. So I'm enjoying the honeymoon stage right now. And I love that the players, and not just like PR, and it's like they seem to genuinely love the culture that he's building. But, it's one thing when it's training camp and preseason. It's another thing when you are 0-4 and things are bad. And hopefully we're not 0-4, but, that will be the test to see if Kellen Moore really did change the culture and if he is building something here in New Orleans.
I tried to be nice, man. I said 1-3, and you went with the 0-4.
Oh, well, look,
I was trying to.
I won't. I don't mind 0-4. I don't know. They're probably going to give me a reason, right, to still get mad this year. But I'm going in with the lowest of expectations I've had in decades. So we'll see what happens. That brings me to my next question, right? Straight up, will the Saints be the worst team in the league this year?
I don't know if they'll be the worst team in the league. I do think there's some scenarios where things could really bottom out. Obviously, if the quarterbacks don't develop, if the O-line is in as good as I think they were going to be. Injuries, obviously. Last year, we saw how injuries just depleted this team. If all that stuff happens, this team has a chance to be the worst team in the league. But I think there's a best case scenario where everybody stays healthy. The defense proves to be good. The defense has looked good in training camp, but they're going up against the Saints offense, so we don't really know. It's kind of hard to tell what that means. And we've only seen, I think it's 4 defensive starters who played in the preseason: Yadam, Brazil, Blackman, and I'm leaving out Kool-Aid. Those are the only 4 defensive starters that have played in the preseason. But I do think the defense has a chance to be really good. I think the secondary, especially at the safety position, may have gotten even better this year. I think Julian Blackman's going to be good, and I think Justin Reed's going to be really good. So I think they may have actually got better at that position. I think that obviously the defensive line's gotten better with Gotcha in there and the new schemes by Staley. I think the defense has a chance to be able to do some things that they weren't able to do last year, like stopping the run, and obviously linebackers are pretty solid with DeMario and Pete Werner. So the defense maybe can carry this team at least enough to keep them in some games, but the offense still is going to have to score. And to me, they're just unproven, especially with the offensive line, and we don't know if these guys, you need Rashid and Olave to stay healthy, and if they don't, then you kind of got some troubles probably.
One name you did not mention is Isaiah Foskey, who seems to be the whipping boy now for Saints fans. And Carl asked, do you want to pull the plug, Rod, on Isaiah Foskey? You didn't mention him just now. Do you even think he makes the team?
I think it's going to be really close for him. I think this game Saturday is really big for him, and I don't know if one game is enough to save him, but they got a lot of depth on that, with those edge rushers and stuff. So this is a big week for him. If I was doing a 53 now, I probably wouldn't have him on there, but he's a guy that's probably right on the edge. He maybe can bring you some stuff on special teams that helps him get on there. But I think he's, we just hadn't seen and he was a number 40 pick, just like Tyler Shuck.
Oh,
I think
man.
so.
Wow.
So I think you want to see him. He needs to have a good game this weekend, I think.
You said, you can't base it all off one game. I think we're basing it off of multiple games.
Right.
I'm going to be nice. This is a very positive energy show today. Rod, not only do you cover the New Orleans Saints, but you also cover the New Orleans Pelicans. And the Pelicans obviously have a warm spot in my heart. You've been covering both teams for a lot of years now. To me, this feels like the lowest that both teams have been viewed from a national perspective in a long, long time. Because usually if one team is like down bad, the other team still has some flashes, right? Like, oh, well, the Saints are struggling during this, 2015 and 16 years, but the Pelicans got Anthony Davis, so you can look forward to that. It seems like the national media and even some local feel very, very down on both teams right now. Is this the lowest you ever felt both teams have been viewed simultaneously from a national perspective?
Yeah, for sure. The Saints aren't on prime time at all this season. The Pelicans only got 2 national games, which is just crazy for an NBA team to have that few
with
games.
Zion Williamson, by the way.
Right. You go back to Zion's rookie year in 2019, they had 30 national TV games. Now they're down to 2. And one of those games is on Peacock. So and it may get flexed off by the time that game rolls around. You just never know. So yeah, I think the expectations for both teams are probably at an all-time low. I do think the Pelicans probably have I have a more positive outlook about the Pelicans this season, just because I feel like those guys are going to be. I mean, I think, if Zion can stay healthy, which we've been saying since 2019,
7 years now.
right? But I mean, they brought in some new pieces, and if they can get those pieces to fit, I mean, I think they have a chance to be. They can't be much worse than last year, and I think the Saints probably can be as bad as last year. So I think the Pelicans probably have a better chance of winning more than 21 games this year than the Saints have of winning more than 5 games this year.
That's amazing, though. 2 national games between both teams, and 2 of them are with the New Orleans Pelicans. That says all that needs to be said about how the outside Louisiana bubble views both teams right now. Gun to your head, do you think the Pelicans make the playoffs this year? Come on, this shit more than a game show. You got to come with the heat. Are the New Orleans Pelicans going to make the playoffs this year?
I'm gonna say yes. I mean, they may have to, but they may have to get in through the play-in tournament. There might be a 9-10, but I don't know if they're good enough to be like one of the top 6 seeds in the conference. I mean, the West is stacked. They're probably battling some teams for those last few spots, but I think they'll get in. I think now Zion has it's been Lucy and Charlie Brown. Is that Lucy with the football? Whoever that's
Lucy.
That's how Zion's been with me for the last 6 years. I keep believing in him, and I'm one of the few people that's probably saying, "No, don't give up on him yet. Let's ride this out." And I think this is a make or break season for him, and I think it's a make or break season for Willie Green probably. So I mean, I think they both need some success, and I think this team probably I think they do enough to get in the play-in tournament and then squeeze in the playoffs as a 7 or 8 seed.
Right, the definition of insanity. Let's get to some comments from the fans, and then we'll have some fun, right? Because this isn't just a regular sports show for you, okay? I don't know if you ever noticed, but this is this shit more than the game show. So you'll learn about that in a few minutes. But Ryan asks, does the team look like it is rallying around one quarterback, or are they pretty neutral to both?
No, I think they've been pretty neutral to both, which has been surprising to me. We've talked to players at the podium and in the locker room. You're trying to get a feel for which one they're leaning for, and nobody's tipping their hands on anything. I do think Rattler leading that drive on Sunday. You saw how the players kind of responded to him. So I think that was good, and I think at some point you need to, and I guess it'll happen next week, but you need to give these guys, let them know who their leader is going to be. And I mean, it looks like that's not going to happen until after Saturday's game, but I don't think either one of those guys has taken the lead in the clubhouse.
I really would love to just go in the mind of Cam and DeMario and Elvin. You go from Drew Brees, in my opinion, the top 5 quarterback of all time, and then you go into this situation where you're getting ready for what was essentially the twilight years of their career. And you're putting your faith in Rattler and Shuck, and you don't even know who I would love to just go in their mind to what they really feel are their thought as leaders on the team about our quarterback situation. My guy Trizzy Trace from Saints Now by Chat Sports asks, is there a rookie that's been impressive that fans might be overlooking?
I would probably, and this is probably, again, me looking at the most recent thing I've seen, but I think Jonas Sanker's been really impressed. I mean, he had a really good game Sunday. Obviously, we saw the pick when he was just kind of happened to be at the right place at the right time. But he had some other plays in that game that really kind of stood out. And he's a guy that, and I remember asking him this a few weeks ago, in training camp, you can't really see what he can do because he's a really physical player. So, I mean, he's not going to be able to lay people out, out there on airline drive. You get in the games, you kind of see the difference in what he can be. So, for me, out of all the rookies, I'm trying to think. I did a ranking of the rookies the other week, and I don't know if I even had him in the top 3 or 4 that the first time I did it, but I think this past week he's really showed what he can do. But I think Danny Stutzman, the linebacker from Oklahoma, he's looked good. Oh, Kevin Banks, obviously, he hadn't had any penalties. He's really graded well. So I think the Saints may have finally, I think what they've done in the draft with the tackles the past 2 seasons with Banks and Fuaga, I think they've kind of, got their bookends for the future, and that's something they shouldn't have to worry about in any more drafts. I know, so they just got to fix, So I think the line issues may finally be resolved. I mean, obviously it depends on how Penning pans out and if Cesar Ruiz plays gets back to how he was maybe 2 seasons ago or last season when he was playing a little better than he's looked so far in this camp.
I'm always all knows I'm the poster boy for saying offensive linemen aren't the sexy picks, but they're necessary. Someone said on Twitter, it's like eating your vegetables. You got to do it, right? You got to eat your vegetables. So I'm very optimistic about at least the future of our O-line with Raga, Banks, and of course McCoy is still pretty young himself. So I still have some good. I think Banks has been very impressive because we're not talking about him. When we're talking about him now, right? Like we're not talking about him during the game. If you're not talking about an offensive lineman during the game, that's a good thing. Because if you are, it usually means that they're playing like crap. So and Jono has been. I've read a lot of reports, including some of your stuff, that he's been, turning some heads. So
I think the entire rookie, this entire rookie class has played pretty well. Devin Neal, obviously, he's played well. Quincy Riley's had some picks in camp. So they've done well. I mean, Devin Neal's the one who's he's kind of been dealing with an injury, so we hadn't really got a chance to see what he can do. And he was last on the depth chart that they released today. So. And I know Kellen talked about him today, and he was saying, he's a guy that he hopes he can maybe get him into the game this weekend. But I mean, he's again battling injury. He did do some limited work in practice today, so he just hadn't had a chance to show what he can do.
Right. Speaking of the running backs, Carl asks, does Clyde Edwards-Helaire make the team?
I think so. I know during the game Sunday I tweeted out my 4, and it was Alvin, obviously, Kendre, Clyde, and Velus Jones. Those are my 4, but Cam Akers is still in there. I think Cam Akers was 3rd on the depth chart today, and that may have just been because of his experience in the league. That's been a really interesting race, and they got some really good. I think they have a chance to have a really good running back room this year, which is good. I can take some of the wear and tear off of Alvin. I mean, you don't want to run him in the ground this season. So if Kendre finally does what he's capable of doing, I mean, we've seen flashes of how good Kendre can be. He just can't stay healthy. So if he can stay healthy,
he's a Zion Williamson of the running backs. Like I need to see it at this point. I'm tired of the whatever. If he stays healthy, I want to see it. But I do agree when he flashes, he flashes. So hopefully he does stay healthy. And I've been impressed with Clyde Edwards-Helaire blocking. I think that's going to be the thing that gets him the final spot over Cam Akers. So we'll see though. It'll be a great story for the local boy to make the team. Shout out to Easy E with the $2 super chat, and he asked Mr. Walker, what is the realistic next step for the Saints to be contenders again?
I think you just got to find your quarterback, man. That's what it boils down to. I think you got to find your quarterback, and I still think you need to add some receiver depth because we just haven't seen Olave and Rashid, get through a whole season. So I think the defense is strong. They got some veteran pieces and they got some good young pieces. But yeah, I mean, NFL is obviously a quarterback-driven league, and right now, I mean, regardless of who Kellen Moore names as his starter, I mean, you're probably going into the league with arguably the worst quarterback in the league. I mean, just out of the 32 teams, I mean, I don't know if any other team would say, "Oh, I want that guy to be my starter." So I mean,
right.
But I think they're just going to go through some growing pains. I think eventually, especially Shuck, I think his upside is a little bit higher, but you got to figure out the quarterback to be a contender, and hopefully they figure it out this year. And if not, again, we're back here next year talking about the same.
I know because it'll be Arch or Gus. As a fan, I always say, right, like even if you're going to be bad, you got to have something to cling to hope for. In 2006, we all thought we were going to be bad, even with Drew Brees, because we didn't know Drew Brees was going to be who he turned out to be. But we were happy because we got Reggie Bush, right? We got something to cling on to. Like, oh yeah, we're going to be bad in 2006, but we got Reggie Bush, and we know he's going to be the most exciting player in the league. Well, we want to be in a great team too. But with this team, there's no one exciting player that the fan base can all universally rally around. And maybe Tyler Shuck winds up making us all look silly for never having any belief in him, but he had no hype coming out the draft. And so until we have that person, and obviously if it's a quarterback again next year with Arch, if he comes back, I saw your tweet that you retweeted earlier today where Arch kind of said, I don't know what my grandpa was talking about. I haven't made my decision yet, which, right, I'm telling you, I feel it in my heart. It's destiny. It is destiny. It's a storybook ending. We haven't drafted a quarterback in the first round since Archie. Going to be Arch Manning. But whether it's him, whether it's Garrett Nussmeier, whether it's another one of the top prospect quarterbacks that the analysts are hyping up for the 2026 draft, at least it'll give fans something to be excited about. Final question with sports, and then we're going to put Mr. Rod Walker in this shit more than the game danger zone. Sonia asks, what receivers do you think we will keep? I'm pretty sure, Rod, you know that Olave, Shaheed, and Brandon Cooks are safe. Looks like Marshawn Tipton is going to be very safe to be that next guy, though, right?
Yeah, Mason Tipton's my next guy. He's he might be as far as what he's done in camp. He's outside of Rashid. He's probably been the second best receiver in camp. I mean, he's had a really good camp. I think he's done enough to solidify a spot on his team. Before camp started, I mean, Bud Means was my guy. I was like, man, this is going to be his year, and he got hurt, and he's actually, he's obviously done for the season. Your next receiver, man, I guess Cedric Wilson's probably my next guy. Yeah, that would probably be my 5 I'm assuming they go at 5.
It's not the strongest receiver room, that's for sure. It's not the strongest, but it's
not the biggest either. I mean,
yeah, really.
You got a Cedric Wilson, you got a bunch of guys that are kind of undersized guys, but I mean, as long as they can make plays, and obviously you got to count on your tight end. You need Jawan to probably have a good year and be like maybe a third best receiver on this team.
All right, Mr. Rod Walker, 4-time Sports Writer of the Year, you guys. All that sports talk is fun and all that, but you know me by now, Rod. You know that this isn't just no regular show. Are you ready, Mr. Walker?
I have no idea what I'm getting myself into right now.
This shit more than the game danger zone.
I'm ready, man.
All right.
When I say I'm ready, I don't know if I'm ready or not, but that's what I'm supposed to say. So
I know you're ready, Rod. I've known you long enough. You are from Mississippi, so answer me this: Mississippi mud pie or king cake? I have a very New Orleans heavy audience. I'm just letting you know that right now before you answer.
I'm probably gonna say, wait, we got any more Mississippi versus Louisiana questions before I answer?
This is the only one. This is the only Mississippi versus Louisiana.
Man, okay, well, I'm gonna go Mississippi mud pie then.
Okay, I have never had a Mississippi mud pie. What is the hype around it?
That's kind of what I say about king cake. I think it's a little bit. I eat them all the time, but I do think they're a little overrated. And I know people are gonna say I probably haven't had a good one, but I mean I've had good ones, and when I say overrated, like I'm saying, it's not something that I'm going like, oh, I'm not like that. I gotta get a king cake, but so.
Spoken like a true Mississippi native. It's all good, right? It's all good. Rob, behind the scenes a little bit, throw back the curtain. Me and you, one of the reasons why our friendship has gone more than just, me being a Saints content creator and you a Saints reporter is our love for wrestling. So give me, Rod, your wrestling Mount Rushmore.
Is this based on like just who I'm?
This is Rod Walker's Mount Rushmore. So there is no wrong or right answer. This is Rod Walker's wrestling Mount Rushmore.
Okay, I'm gonna go The Rock. Well, I don't have to rank them, but The Rock for sure. I'm gonna go back to my childhood and put the Junkyard Dog on there.
Love it.
I'm gonna go Ric Flair.
All right, that's 3. You got one more. You got one more.
No, Stone Cold's on there. He's on there. Oh, wait. Hold on.
What you mean wait? What you mean wait?
Wait, if I'm doing my favorites, I'm gonna go Rock, Junkyard Dog, Undertaker.
Okay. Still got a 4th spot.
I go Stone Cold over Ric Flair. That's fine. I'm okay.
All right. I was about to kick you off the damn show, right? Come on now. I told you there's no right or wrong answer, but there is a this shit more than
that wasn't. Yeah. No, I'm okay with that.
That's a great Mount Rushmore. I love it. And I loved the video you sent me. Was it like a year ago of the Junkyard Dog episode? Where, because that was before my time, so I got to kind of like learn the history of him. So that was awesome. And I appreciate. How mad are you that we're not getting WrestleMania?
It's a little disappointing, man. I always tell people this. Today, by the way, is my 12-year anniversary in Louisiana. Today was my first day.
Well, hold on. I know my wife said this is going to cause static, but congratulations. Your Mississippi's loss was Louisiana's gain. We have loved having you for the past 12 years. in Louisiana. You actually left a pretty good job to come and be a sports writer. So that's some this shit more than the game energy, Rod. Happy anniversary.
Yeah. But I said I ought to say that, like, out of all the events I've covered since I've been here, or not covered, or just attended or covered, like WrestleMania, the one when the Undertaker lost, he snapped his under. That's the best sporting event I've ever been to since I've been in Louisiana. I mean, it was insane just to be there. So that just tells you how much I enjoy WrestleMania. And just if you've never been to a WrestleMania, like, I would recommend, even if you don't like wrestling, just to go, and the energy in that building is just insane, man. And
my father is not a huge wrestling fan, but he's a NOPD officer, and he did a detail for WrestleMania. And he was like, well, when he got home, he was like, well, that was definitely an experience. And I say, yeah, WrestleMania is just something. He said almost that was a Daniel Bryan one. So like, yes. He said he felt like he was in a cult. He was like, man, what the hell is going on? But you gotta like be in that type of environment. It's a one of a kind environment, which is why I am pissed, right? That WWE and TKO, pulled the rug from us like that. Because I mean, we were even talking when they announced that it was coming to New Orleans. You had the press pass for Notor.com. I was definitely going to work my connections now that I got a platform to do some wrestling stuff. So, like I said, positive show tonight. Essence Fest or Jazz Fest?
Oh, that's a good one, man. I'm gonna go Essence Fest, man. That's because
even though they had you up to 3 a.m., 4 a.m. live tweeting it.
Hey, I go there prepared to be like, I know it's gonna run long. I mean, I know the show's supposed to start at 7, it's not gonna start to 8. I know they got 9 acts, so I know I'm gonna be there till 3 in the morning, so I'm okay with it. Essence Fest is like the one, like I take that off for vacation every year. It's just a good time. I see so many people I haven't seen in a long time. But I do like Jazz Fest too. I mean, it's not like a big difference. Jazz Fest always falls during the NFL draft, so I always miss that first weekend, which is kind of disappointing. But yeah, Essence Fest, man, that's it for me.
I mean, there is a big difference. Jazz Fest is actually on time. Essence Fest is like, hey, we on Black people time. We start when we start.
Essence Fest, you're gonna leave it. You leave Essence Fest at 7. I mean, you leave Jazz Fest at 7. You get to you leave Jazz Fest at 7 p.m. You leave Essence Fest at 7 a.m.
7 a.m. Jazz Fest says our call time says the show ends at 6 p.m. We cut off the music at 6 p.m. And final question, Rod, is who has been your favorite player in your 12 years to interview?
Saints,
Pelicans. Just you've interviewed some great players of all facets. So, is there one that's like, man, I really enjoyed interviewing him?
Oh, let me say. For the Saints, I'm probably going to say, man, I always like talking to like Malcolm Jenkins, and he was always good. Ted Ginn was like my guy, man. Like I still remember after the Minneapolis Miracle, like nobody wanted to talk after that game, and Ted was like one of the only veterans that talked. And I mean, he was fine with talking about it. So Ted was always. And he'd always he just had some great quotes sometimes. So Ted was probably my guy. On the Pelicans side, man, that's a little tougher on that side. I'm probably going to go with, I don't know, CJ or, I'm probably going to go with CJ, I guess, on that side. Chris Paul, as far as a visiting team, like Chris Paul was I always liked talking to him, and Kyrie was like always kind of a good guy to talk to for me as well.
I'm showing my age because I was with the Pelicans Hornets, I guess, and that was even before your time, right? With Chris Paul, everyone was wow,
right?
Wow mode. Your answer brings up a good point. I know I just said that was the last question, but you were in the locker room for the Minnesota Miracle, after the Minnesota Miracle, and a no call, right?
Yeah.
Wow, that's something you could put. That's something you could tell the story today. What locker room vibe was worse? Was it after the Minnesota Miracle or after the no call?
No, man, I don't know if I really remember the locker room as much after the no call. Like I don't remember like anybody talking. I specifically remember like going into the Vikings locker room and just how downtrodden. Like it was just sick, man. Like nobody could believe it after Minnesota Miracle. The no call, I don't know if people had really had a chance to really process what happened, but I mean both of them were pretty bad, man. I mean it was those are rough times, man. The thing I remember about the Minnesota Miracle is it was like third. I don't know what part of the game it was in, but we had already like started booking our tickets to Philadelphia. Like we were.
It's your fault. It's your fault.
No, I mean we were ready, man. We had our stories written, and all of a sudden you got to like rewrite everything. I mean, that was a tough game. And I don't know if the Saints would have won the Super Bowl that year because they still had to go to Philly, and Philly was pretty good. But
right,
no call year. I mean, and I got a chance to cover the Super Bowl that year, the Rams and Patriots, and I mean, I have no doubts that the Saints would have won the Super Bowl that year.
That's why if they ask, as a fan, which one is worse? I say the no call because the Minnesota Miracle. I mean, as confident as we are as Saints fans, Philadelphia seemed like that was their year. 2009 Saints year. Ain't nobody was beating the Saints in 2009. It feels like for Philly, nobody was beating them in 2017. If they throw that damn flag, that is a guaranteed Super Bowl spot. And I all respect to Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. Like those are the two people that you probably should never, say, oh, you definitely would have beat them. But the New Orleans Saints would have won that damn game. We would have had 2 weeks off to get back healthy. Positive show, right? It's a positive show. So what we do it as a content creator to a fellow, esteemed journalist. After like a tough loss like that, where these players are like just down bad, one of the most rawest type of feelings you can have. Your season comes to an end in the most heartbreaking ways. How do you, as a journalist, like approach a player? Like knowing that these guys are like heartbroken, emotional as hell. Like, what would you give to inspiring journalists who are watching, saying, "I want to be a Saints reporter one day"? How should they walk that situation if they got to go into a locker room after a game like that to ask players questions?
I think the key to that is, you've built up all this rapport during the season, so the players, they know you and they respect you for the most part. But you can just kind of walk up to them and they got, especially veteran guys, they understand that that's part of their job to talk about games, whether win or lose. But I specifically remember like trying to talk to Teron after that game because he was a veteran on the team and he just couldn't talk because he was just, and I'm talking about the Minnesota game. Yeah. He just didn't want to talk. I mean, he was just devastated by it, and you could just tell, like a lot of guys, they would just kind of shake their head like, "Nah, I'm not talking." But again, I remember Ted. I walked up to Ted, who I talked to him a lot during that season, and so he was willing to talk. Fortunately, but I get it. I mean, it's an emotional game, and I don't really blame you if you don't want to talk. So you just kind of hope that some guys are, can handle it and understand it's part of their job. But I understand that games like that are just hard to talk about.
Yeah, for fans too. Trust me.
And Marcus Williams, I remember Marcus Williams. He actually, he talked, and they'll show him. Yeah, and I've seen guys miss field goals, and I remember Will Lutz missing one, and he talked right after it. I mean, so for the most part, guys understand that that's a part of their obligations, and they know that if they kick the game-winning field goal, they're going to talk, so they understand that there's a flip side to that too, because games don't always go your way, as Saints Pelicans fans know all too well.
And I'm sure you can appreciate that because I remember this past playoffs when Mark Andrews dropped that 2-point conversion that would have tied the game up for the Ravens and Bills, and he didn't talk to reporters after the game, and it kind of makes you appreciate the players who do, like Marcus Williams had the biggest blunder, arguably in NFL history, who faced the Heat. So it's good to hear your perspective on just kind of how you delicately approach that situation. Rod Walker, we appreciate you. Wait, actually, hold on. Actually, I do have one final question. This is the one this is the only reason, Rod, that I brought you on the show. Everybody wants to know, what do you have planned for Halloween 2025? Because Rod Walker, y'all, is somebody you wouldn't know from social media. I am this shit more than an investigation skills. I do my homework. And Rod Walker is a Halloween elite costume wearer. He actually literally showed why this shit is more than a game. It's a costume in one of the previous Halloween. So, Rod, it is the end of August. It is around that time where the Halloween stores, all the spirit stores I already see starting to come in all these abandoned buildings. Do you have a costume on deck for Halloween 2025?
I hadn't really come up with one yet.
I call it a shit game costume. It's going to be hard to top that one.
Hey, you had to go really, really deep into my social media to find that picture. Like that might be 2015 or something. But what's weird, man, like I didn't even really get into Halloween until I moved to New Orleans, and then I just came obsessed with it, man. I went down on Freshman Street one night, and everybody was dressed up, and the Joker costume is still my favorite. I'll even, I think I've used it twice now because I like it so much. And but this year I don't really know, man. I got somebody who said they can make me a Theo shirt from the Cosby Show. I might just, kind of keep it simple.
Okay.
I might go simple like that, but I don't know, man. You have to really come with it in New Orleans. So one of the things I really appreciate about this city for sure is their love for Halloween and how they celebrate it. So,
well,
I can't believe you put that picture, man.
Well, a Dio costume would be great because rest in peace, Malcolm Jamal Warner. I can't wait to see what you got. I'll find a way. I know you're not gonna post it on your Twitter or something, but I'll find a way because this shit more than investigation skills. But also, Rod, I would love for you to wear that suit. You ain't got to wear the mask, but wear that suit to a post-game press conference this year for me, okay? That'd be great. It looks like a great suit. You can rock it for a post-game press. Like week 1 against the Cardinals, wear that, lighten up the mood if it's going to be a long season so that we can have something, positive after what might be a tough game for us. Rod Walker, man, we appreciate you taking time out your busy schedule to join the Jono Barnes Show. Obviously, people know where to find you, but can you let people who might not know where they can get a hold of you at?
Yeah, on X. I'm still on X. It's Rod Walker NOLA. And I think we back then, like NOLA.com, we had to have NOLA in our title. So I know people here don't like. I know people in New Orleans don't like when you say NOLA, but hey, that's kind of the.
Yeah, that's so. There's some people who are just too damn elitist when it comes to New Orleans. Like it's a thing. Who cares, y'all? NOLA is NOLA. Go ahead.
And I'm on Blue Sky, and I can't remember. I think it's Rod. Blue Sky got all those dots in. I think it's Rod.Walker.NOLA Blue Sky. I don't know, something like that. And my stories, you can just go to NOLA.com, and there's a sports tab, and it actually has a Rod Walker tab under it. So
flex on them. Flex on them. I think you and Jeff Duncan are the only two writers on the whole staff that have y'all own tab on NOLA.com. So
but they just did it it's for the columnists though. I mean, it's like we're the two columnists.
No, you're being humble again. You are a 4-time Louisiana Sports Writer of the Year, and you would never know that from your Twitter because you never publicize it.
Yeah, well, I'll just let you tell the people for me, man.
Well, Rod, you now have a brand new award that you can probably not show off because you are this shit more than the game certified, Mr. Rod Walker. Can you please let everybody know, Mr. Rod Walker, why did you join the Jono Barnes Show tonight?
Hey, man, this stuff is more than the game.
Rod Walker.
Hey, do I get a shirt now?
Yeah, absolutely. You could have been had one.
Okay. I think I want the blue and white one, man.
The test was you're going to put Stone Cold on Mount Rushmore. You did. So you got a blue and white this shit more than the game shirt coming up. I got you, Rod. Wait. You want the one on the second row to the right, huh?
Yeah, I want to be
kind of underrated one. That's the one that was inspired by the New Orleans street, sign designs on the sidewalks. That's an underrated one. Everybody obviously is going to go with the black and gold one.
Yes, I don't want the team colors. Like I got to try to stay a little objective.
Man, you ain't got to stay objective. It's 2025. They know you this shit more than the game certified.
I got you, Rod. Okay.
I got you, Rod. I'll hit you up after the show. You definitely deserve one. You better rock it, right? I want to see you rocking that. I know you don't put your stuff out there. I want to see you rocking that. At Jazz Fest or whatever. You got to rock it.
I got you, man.
Rod, we appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for taking time out your schedule. Good luck this season. It should be a very fun season.
All right. Appreciate you, man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear a word from one of our sponsors, and then we will be back on the Jono Barnes Show. Here's a gift just for you for being a fan. Are you going to a sports game or a concert or any major event? Well, buy your tickets from SeatGeek and use the promo code JONO at checkout, and you can receive $20 off your purchase over $50. That's $20 off your purchase. What are you waiting for? You know this shit more than the game, man. Hey, man, y'all showed out tonight on Mr. Rod Walker's interview. I appreciate y'all. Y'all definitely make it easy to have guests on the show whenever they see, that we actually have an active chat and an active viewing audience. So to the 575 plus people watching across all platforms right now, definitely this shit is more than a thanks. And we want to give Rod Walker a thank you again for taking time out his schedule as the preseason comes to a close, and he's got to get all these articles out. And I'm sure the Times-Picayune is asking him for, 5 or 6 Saints preview articles for the annual Saints 2025 season preview edition that they do every season for the New Orleans Saints. So for him to take some time out to come on little old Jono show. That's awesome. But it would not be possible without all of you guys. So thank you guys for showing out in the chat. And guess what? We're not done. We're going to have some more guests this season, including even next week. I'm not going to announce who it is yet, but I told you I was going to reward you guys' loyalty for watching this show week in and week out. And we're going to bring some high esteemed guests to the show to give you guys some conversations that, again, you may not have ever had the chance to do with your platforms or, with your social media use. So thank you guys. Thank you to Mr. Rod Walker. And it'll be interesting, y'all. He thinks that Spencer Rattler is going to be named the starting quarterback. I kind of have that gut feeling too, but I feel like it honestly should be Tyler Shuck just because of what we invested in him. I apologize to all of you Spencer Rattler stands. It's a close race, y'all. It is a close race. How close is it, Jono? But never mind the fact that the fans seem to be very undecided on who they want to be the starting quarterback. But look at the stats, y'all. These are the stats through 2 preseason games. Tyler Shuck is 24 for 34, 231 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. Spencer Rattler is 25 of 35, 252 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. I mean, that is like a dead heap. You really cannot make this up. These guys are locked in sync on their performances. So when I see like so much passion from either side on who should be the quarterback, it's like, well, neither one is really outperforming the other one that much. I think Rattler is slightly better, but it's not like he's head and shoulders above what Tyler Shuck is doing. So it'll be interesting to see. Maybe this is why, again, fans seem undecided and why Kellen Moore is undecided. These two are literally right now performing the exact same way. If you go by the numbers, I'm sure if you go by the eye test, you can feel for who you think is actually the person who should be the Saints starting quarterback. But it'll be interesting to see. I imagine when I go live next week, we will finally know who our quarterback is. At least it'll give us another reason to tune in Saturday to watch the Saints play. Not just because Sean Payne will be returning to the Superdome for the second time, but this might be another, which is crazy to me. Like if Kellen Moore is actually basing his decision off of this Saturday's game, I don't know if I like that process because I don't think either quarterback is going to do anything of significance that makes you go, oh, and that's why we're going to pick him, right? Like I feel like each coach on the staff has their guy already or who they're leaning towards. So say if it is a thing where Kellen Moore's like, we're going to see what happens Saturday. Okay, say I'm going by a what if. Let's say Kellen Moore is biased towards Tyler Shuck because that's the guy he drafted, right? So if Tyler Shuck comes out and has, and he plays with the twos, because I assume that Rattler's going to start this Saturday. If Tyler Rattler has no touchdowns, 1 interception, 85 yards with the 2s and the 3s, and Spencer Rattler has 1 touchdown, no interceptions, 85 yards. Is Kellen Moore really going to make his decision based off the fact of that Saturday's preseason game? Because that to me seems kind of crazy. Like you have enough data that you know who your guy is or who you're leaning towards. Unless either quarterback comes out Saturday and like plays incredible, like does things that we're like, holy shit. I think he has a gut feeling on who his quarterback is that I don't really see what this upcoming week should do to change his mind. Stand on who you want, Kellen Moore. And I feel like you drafted Tyler Shuck, so that should be your guy. But stand on who you want, dude. Like if you think that Spencer Rattler is better, but you still feel like Tyler Shuck has a higher ceiling, then start Tyler Shuck. You are the head coach. Make your mark. I don't want to hear a damn. Y'all get Spencer Rattler for 4 weeks, and then we're going to put Tyler Shuck in. I want as much data on Tyler Shuck as possible, y'all. Is this guy the guy or not? Y'all use a top 40 pick on this guy. Y'all giving him $10 million guaranteed. We're in salary cap hell. Tyler Shuck is getting $10 million guaranteed. I don't want $10 million guaranteed sitting on the bench. I want to see that man's feet to the fire. You either got it or you don't. So we can know in 2026 is Arch Manning, is Gary Nussmeier, is any of these highly prospect quarterbacks going to be the guy? And I don't want to waste the first month of the season letting fans feel better about Spencer Rattler so that so that Kellen Moore can be like, well, I gave him a shot, y'all. Man, hell no. If Tyler Shuck is your guy, Tyler Shuck is your guy. Now, if you genuinely believe, Kellen Moore, that Spencer Rattler is the guy, start him. But don't be doing this little way. We just want to let Tyler Shuck learn the game from the sideline. Now, if he's your guy, put that motherfucker in. Put him in. That's how I feel. I'm not knocking how anybody feels about who they think should be the quarterback. But to me, again, I'll say this one last time. We used a top 40 pick on this guy. We are paying him $10 million guaranteed. What the hell is the delay? Start him. You believe in him to take him in top 40? Start him. Start him. It ain't like Spencer Rattler's playing that much better than him, Kellen Moore. So go with your guy because you chose him. You chose him. We ain't chose Titus Shook. You did. So start him. That's how I feel. Because I feel like we're going to be wasting our time with Spencer Rattler. Not that Spencer Rattler's going to be bad or anything, y'all. It's just that I promise you, and even Ryan Walker say, we all know that at some point the Saints are going to say, we got to see what we got in Titus Shook because we used so much resources in him. So start him in week 1. What are we waiting for? What are we waiting for? If you don't believe in Spencer Rattler now, what makes me think that in these next 6 days you're going to see something from Spencer Rattler that you didn't see the past 5 months? Start Titus Shook now. See what happens. If he sucks, guess what? We get a top 3 pick. We get Garrett Nussmeier, possibly Arch Manning, or another quarterback. It shouldn't be that hard. It shouldn't be that hard. But that's just how I feel, y'all, when this shit more than the game.
I ain't just yelling from the stands, I'm invested. Every loss hurt like a lesson we tested. Front porch talk turn to Sunday confessions. From dome to the block, it's all one connection. From Eric to Drew, Alvin to Cam. Talk down on my squad, boy, I'll be damned. I went for the ones that never got fame. Still yelling loud, this shit more than a game. Cause y'all know why, this shit more than a game. It ain't no lie, this shit more than a game. You know that's right, this shit more than a game. And y'all know why, this shit more than a game.
I appreciate you all for joining the show tonight. Yes, y'all, we got company. And of course, Falcons fans don't know how to act when we got company, but I've seen them act a fool in the chat. And I said if I was going to get 5 super chats, I was going to show you guys a clip of, you guys remember I was on ESPN Southwest Radio last Thursday. And I gave the Atlanta Falcons a special shout out. So we got 2 super chats, and I appreciate that. And because you guys were so damn awesome, all of you Saints fans in the chat while Mr. Ryan Walker was on the show, here is the special shout out that I gave to the Atlanta Falcons fans when I was on ESPN Southwest Louisiana Radio last week. Falcons fans, y'all see y'all active in the chat. Make sure y'all listen to this. I gave you guys a special shout out. That's how much I love y'all. ESPN Southwest Louisiana Radio. I gave you Falcons fans a shout out. Here is what I told the Falcons fans on my ESPN radio appearance last week.
Leave you guys with this, Saints fans, Louisiana sports fans. No matter how down bad the Saints are, the Falcons are still chasing us, which is crazy, right? The Falcons are still chasing us. We always have that one singular reign over them. And no matter what, the Falcons are always gone Falcon. Even if the Falcons win the NFC South this year, I guarantee sometime in the playoffs, the Falcons are gone Falcon. And that is our Super Bowl every single year. It's knowing that our division rival is the picture-perfect embodiment of a horrible franchise.
It is a wonderful thing to fall back on. Jono, can't thank you enough for doing this, man. Let's do it again down the road. I enjoyed it.
So make no mistake about it, y'all. No matter the platform, no matter the audience, they're always going to get the Jono Barnes that y'all see on this show. The Jono Barnes y'all see on YouTube, it's the Jono Barnes that ESPN Radio is going to get. The Jono Barnes that the Golf Course Sports Network, wink, wink, might soon get. That the local media will get. The hell, if it ever comes to a national media perspective, I'm always going to stand 10 toes down on the Falcons are going Falcon and at this shit more than the game. And I hope you guys can appreciate that I never change up. No matter what the platform is, I never switch up. What y'all see is what y'all get. I appreciate y'all, man, for real. Thank y'all for joining the show tonight. Thank you again to Mr. Ryan Walker. I guess we got to wait another 7 days to find out who the Saints is going to start at quarterback for the week 1 game against the Arizona Cardinals. But whoever it is, I'm sure that the fans are going to act very reasonable with, right? I'm sure the fans are going to act very reasonable with. And again, y'all, if you don't have enough of your Jono Barnes fix, I will be on Saints Now by Chat Sports tomorrow with my guy, Trizzy Trace, at 4:00 p.m. Central Time. YouTube.com/Saints Today if you want to go and subscribe to their channel. He's got a great Saints audience, and me and Trizzy are just going to kick back. I guess I'll give my opinion again about the quarterback race, but we'll talk all day in Saints and New Orleans, Louisiana. So if 1 hour and 10 minutes of Jono Barnes tonight was not enough, You get more of Jono Barnes tomorrow on Saints Now by Chat Sports at 4 p.m. Central Time. I appreciate you guys so much for joining tonight. Make sure y'all follow Ryan Walker on all his platforms. Make sure y'all read his amazing columns in the Times-Picayune and the Advocate. And make sure when y'all see an Atlanta Falcons fan, y'all smack the hell out of them. We'll be back next week on the Jono Barnes Show with another special guest. So stay tuned for that. Y'all know why? Because this shit more than a game.
Juno.